Located in Tam Nong district of the Mekong Delta province of Dong Thap, Chim National Park boasts a rich biodiversity that turned it into the world's 2000th RAMSAR site in 2012. Established in 1985, the 7,313-hectare Chim became a national park in 1998 and the fourth RAMSAR site in Vietnam. The park's plentiful green vegetation has more than 130 species of higher plants, featuring 6 main types of floral species. Life in the park's waterways is also bustling with the presence of over 150 species of water fish, some of which are listed in Vietnam's Red Book. The clown featherback fish, for example, as well as the common archer fish and giant barbs. There are nearly 180 algae species, 36 epifauna species, 350 species of plankton, and 34 species of amphibian. Chim is home to 231 species of birds, including 32 rare ones, such as the red-headed cranes, black-faced spoonbills, black eagles, great-billed herons, and spotted-billed pelicans. Consequently, it was recognized as an important bird sanctuary in Vietnam. The number of fauna and aquatic species in Chim National Park surpasses those in other wetland reserves in the region, such as the Cha Su Cajeput Forest Reserve in An Giang Province and U Minh Ha National Park in Cà Mau Province. Chim National Park is a precious asset of Tam Nong District and Dong Thap Province as well. It also appears to be an attractive destination for local and foreign tourists. Chim National Park provides an ideal habitat for many kinds of birds, including thousands of storks, making it the largest stork habitat in Dong Thap Mui. The storks have gotten used to the environment in the park, which has plenty of food and water all year round. If they come to Chim in the dry season, from December to May, visitors may have a chance to see the birds fly over the vast mangrove fields, including cranes 1.5 meters high, weighing 10 to 15 kilograms each, purple herons with a 1-meter wingspan, and long-necked geese. The park includes an ecotourism area in a forest of cajeput trees covering nearly 3,000 hectares, which are considered the lungs of the Dong Thap Mui region and home to the many species of birds. The birds prefer to make their nests outdoors in the cajeput forests. However, when the birds flock to make nests here, the area of cajeput in Chim National Park is narrowed remarkably, since the water here is polluted by the birds' droppings. Chim is most beautiful in the rainy season, when water from the Mekong River inundates the whole area, turning it into an immense body of water dotted with the yellow flowers of Sesbania sesban, purple water lilies, pink lotus, and the vivid green of the cajeput forests. Chim is said to be the home of the best lotus flowers. Lotus flowers here are very big, in white or pink colors, and they are mixed with purple water lilies that creates a beautiful scene. In early 1999, Chim was officially recognized as Chim National Park by the government, which brought joy and pride to the people of Dong Thap Mui. Many international organizations for nature preservation have provided funds to protect this park. Every year, thousands of tourists visit Chim, of which about 30% are foreigners. tourists will find a peaceful atmosphere and be able to watch the flocks of cranes returning to live in this submerged area.
Nếu nói đến vườn quốc gia Tràm Chim thì phải nói đến cái đa dạng sinh học.
Chim National Park demonstrates biological diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. The ecological system at Chim is characterized by 6 plant families, which provide habitat for some major species.
Đó là sen súng. Thứ hai là cỏ năng.
For example, the lotus arrows is the habitat of some species of birds and ducks. The grass area is the habitat of some other species of ducks and shrimp, and the rice area is the habitat of many species, including birds, fish, snakes, and mice.
Giả sử như cái hệ sinh thái rừng tràm thì có rất là nhiều loài chim như cồng cọc, điên điển, giang sen, già đải.
Chim National Park is one of the last remnants of the original wetlands landscape of the Plain of Reeds, a vast wetland area of about 13,000 square kilometers in the provinces of Đông Tháp, Tiền Giang, and Long An in Vietnam, and pass of Soi Riêng in Cambodia. It is considered a much smaller model of the what Plain of Reeds with its original wetlands landscape.
Rồi mấy con munia hay là con chim áo già.
The park is home to 1,000 hectares of lúa chơi, or natural floating rice. Along with the Sarus crane, natural rice is considered a specialty of the Plain of Reeds. Lúa chơi was given as tribute to Lord Nguyễn Anh in the middle of the 19th century. Another name of the rice is lúa ma, which means that it can be seen and sometimes not be seen, because it blends in well with the different types of trees. Farmers always harvest this rice from midnight to early morning. Every April, when the rain comes, the rice starts growing, and when the flooding season comes from August to December, the rice blossoms and increases together with the water level. 1 month later, the harvest comes. When the rice is cooked, it's fragrant and its color is light pink, and it tastes sweet, fatty, and soft. The rice is often cooked with lotus leaves to give it a special smell. Lúa chơi is considered a precious breed that can adapt to allume lands like the U Minh area in Cà Mau and Kiên Giang provinces, the Plain of Reeds in Đông Tháp, Long An and Tiền Giang provinces, and Long Xuyên Quadrangle in An Giang, Cần Thơ and Kiên Giang provinces. People call the rice lúa chơi, or the rice of heaven, as it's a gift of nature. It's very sticky and fragrant, and people use it as a local specialty as well as foods for birds. They don't sell it. The genes of the lúa chơi have been sent to the International Rice Research Institute, or IRRI, for the development of the new breeds. Professor Nguyễn Thị Lạng is the first scientist in Vietnam to study lúa chơi and to crossbreed this rice and high-yield rice varieties to create a new variety. After 10 years of research, a new rice named AS996 or OM2424 with special facilities was created. It can grow in alkaline dirt with reduced phosphates, is resistant to salt and brownish-red grasshoppers, develops well in all areas, and has high output. Professor Nguyễn Thị Lạng is one of the 7 women who was a recipient of the Vietnamese Women's Award in 2011 for her superb achievements in producing dozens of hybrid rice varieties that are salt-resistant, have high output, and of good quality.
Ở trong vườn quốc gia Tràm Chim thì cái hệ động vật, thực vật.
Chim National Park's wetlands area has more than 200 species of plants and 250 species of water birds, of which 32 species are rare in Vietnam and the world.
Trong đó có 32 loài có giá trị bảo tồn hay còn gọi là quý hiếm, đặc biệt là trong đó số đồ đỏ. Hay nữa là thủy sản.
We also have more than 130 species of seafood, accounting for about 40% of the seafood in the Mekong Delta. Chim National Park is also home to varieties of genuses.
Cái đa dạng nhiều nguồn gen thì có rất là nhiều loài, ví dụ như cây thuốc là như cái cỏ Bắc.
The park is home to many botanical species and nearly 200 species of water birds, including many rare and precious species. Among them, the most well-known are the red-headed cranes, which are one of the 15 endangered species of cranes in the world. Nearly 60% of the population of red-headed cranes resides in Chim National Park. Scientists say that red-headed cranes appeared on Earth 60 million years ago, during the time of the gigantic reptiles, and lived on all of the continents. From late December to early May, flocks of cranes return to Chim after migrating to avoid the floods. They fly over a vast carpet of green cajeput trees, creating a fantastic scene. Visiting the park during that time, people will enjoy the landscape of beautiful skies, rivers, and cajeput forests. Hundreds of species of birds such as storks, teals, grebes, and herons perch on branches of trees seeking food.
What is the role of Chim National Park in combating climate change? In 1978, the plains of Breeze were hit by flash floods and submerged in water. We didn't have embankments and trees to stop the water at that time. Nowadays, thanks to Chim National Park, cajeput forests were restored and they protect the area from strong winds and waves and also the consequences of climate change. They also produce a large amount of oxygen for the local environment. The cajeput forests also contribute significantly to improving the quality of water in Chim National Park. Scientists from the Aquaculture Institute No. 2 say that the water at Chim National Park is the best compared to water in other national parks.
Chim National Park is piloting experimental tourism in the rainy season, which will include tourism activities in fishing, harvesting wild rice, visiting breeding grounds of birds, and sailing to enjoy the landscape. The director of the park, Nguyễn Văn Hùng, said that the pilot project aims to diversify tourism activities and head towards sustainable tourism with greater community participation. Through such activities, tourists can gain an insight into the daily lives of fishermen, thus raising preservation awareness among both tourists and the native community. Experimental tourism is expected to consolidate the park's title as a wetland of international importance, or a RAMSAR site, helping to attract more financial support from global organizations for its activities. Dong Tháp province has approved a budget of over 14 billion Vietnam dong, or over $600,000 for ecotourism and environmental services in the park from 2013 to 2020. At present, Chim is offering waterborne tours around the block A1. Ling fish is another specialty of Chim National Park. It's quite easy for local people to catch the fish, so casting their nets in Chim's waters provides a steady source of income and sustenance for their families. Natural resources, such as the bountiful fisheries enabled by the annual floods of the Mekong River, used to be abundant in the plain of reeds. Now, however, local communities find these same resources only inside the preserved wetland ecosystems, like Chim. The health and vibrancy of Chim's waters are inextricably intertwined with the fate of the local communities. Park officials must balance the needs of the local people to provide for their families with the importance of protecting this rich habitat and unique ecosystem from mounting pressures such as unsustainable agriculture, overharvesting of fish and other aquatic resources, as well as increased population density.
Vườn quốc gia Tràm Chim gần 20 năm không cho khai thác, nghĩa là cấm.
We did not allow people to catch fish in Chim National Park for 20 years. However, people objected to our regulation and still caught fish illegally. So we decided to invite local people to participate in our project to use natural resources. in a proper and sustainable way. We also propose that Đồng Tháp provincial authorities develop a project for exploring natural resources in a sustainable way. Local people can participate and benefit from this project, and their living condition will improve markedly.
50% không ủng hộ. Bởi vì không biết mình có quản lý được không. Thì chúng tôi mạnh dạn.
At the beginning, each person had to pay 100,000 dong a month to raise the funds for the management of the Chim National Park. We got approval at the beginning of this year, and we have seen encourage local people to exploit natural resources properly. We can get the fish, vegetables, and wood from the national park.
Trong cỏ gồm có rau. Thứ ba nữa là củi là những cây tràm đổ ngã trong này.
Who is entitled to be part of this project? Poor people, locals, and those who get support and approval from the Ministry of Labor, were invalids and social affairs. But this project aims to provide them with livelihood, not with hunger alleviation and poverty reduction.
Chúng tôi hỗ trợ giúp đỡ, nhưng làm để cho người dân có hưởng lợi vậy, chứ không phải đây là so đói giảm nghèo.
Forest rangers at Chim National Park always try their best to protect the park and involve local people in their good deeds. They usually organize field trips to update all situations. They also take photos of birds and fish to complete their statistics gathering work related to Chim National Park's ecological system. Thanks to their efforts, Chim National Park is well preserved and controlled.
Cũng có một số ít gì thôi, cứ đi ngoài dự kiến là ít, đóng cống ở cuối tháng này rồi.
Có thời gian mình quản lý gì rồi có phát hiện.
This man is a devoted ranger at Chim National Park. He saved a stork, brought it home, and took good care of it. When its health improved and it could eat fish well, he returned it to the forest. He has devoted his whole life to protecting and taking care of storks in the Chim National Park. Rangers at Chim National Park also receive much support from local authorities and people that makes their preservation efforts much easier. Local people collect cajuputs which fall down, and this effort helps the cajuputs grow well and locals earn a livelihood as well. Local people no longer cut down trees in the forest and are also better aware of environmental protection. They also play an active role in the preservation projects for the Chim National Park, initiated by both Vietnamese and international organizations. Chim National Park is home to 130 species of fish. Among those, ling fish provide a major source of food, together with shrimp and vegetables for the local people. Most people prefer to make fish sauce from ling fish for their daily meals and also to store it for the rainy season. Besides fish sauce made from ling, people also make many other traditional dishes from lotus flowers, such as cooked rice with lotus leaf and peanuts, lotus tea, and mixed lotus salads. These dishes are just food specialties from the countryside, but they remind people of their homeland wherever they go. People also feel a deep gratitude to Chim National Park for the good living environment and specialties that the park brings them. It's a great opportunity for visitors to discover fantastic landscapes and see the local people's activities in the park. The ideal time to visit is from September to November annually, when the water from the upstream Mekong River flows to the delta and brings the wet season to the delta. For a day tour of Dong Thap, tourists can take a boat trip, which costs 900,000 Vietnam dong per boat, for 10 guests accompanied by a tour guide to cruise around the park. Here they can discover the diverse fauna and flora of the park, admire immense rice fields, see birds catching fish, and admire the entire panoramic view of the park from an observation tower.
Trước đây chúng ta là về du lịch Tràm Chim chỉ có làm cái là tham quan.
In the past, tourists could only look and listen at Chim, but now they can make contact with local people during the tour. Local people can show them how they do farm work, how to graze buffalo, catch fish, visit the nesting grounds where birds lay eggs, and they can also harvest rice. We hope that these activities will help tourists better understand the lives of Dong Thap residents. In the future, besides organizing tours to Chim National Park, we will encourage the community to get involved in the protection of the park as well as benefiting from it.
Để cộng đồng cùng tham gia du lịch và vừa chia sẻ lợi ích từ khai thác du lịch của quốc gia Tràm Chim để phát triển.
The beauty of Cham Chim's natural and human resources is also an endless source of inspiration for artists, including this painter. He also makes endless efforts to find special materials to distinguish his paintings from others and also to promote the beauty of Cham Chim. He puts his soul and heart into the paintings and as a result arouses in people a love for Cham Chim. Cham Chim National Park is one of the best developed and most well-known sites for ecotourism in the Mekong Delta. The national park already has basic tourist facilities and has already received many visitors. There is also one small guest house in Tam Nong town with basic facilities. From January to May each year, when the sky is clear, visitors can see many black spots on the horizon coming towards them. It's a flock of cranes returning after months spent away to avoid the rain. This is also the season when tourists come to Cham Chim for seeing and photographing cranes at dawn and sunset. The Cham Chim National Park, a reduced model of Dong Thap Mui with a natural history of collective ecology, geomorphology, hydrography, and underwater creatures, is an ideal rendezvous place for tourists all over the world.